Are you worried that you aren't getting in enough hours for your homeschool? Let's take some of that pressure off. Did you know that learning goes beyond the books? It encompasses things you do throughout the day. So, here are some homeschooling ideas that don't involve books but count as homeschooling. Hey, mom. So, welcome to the Life Unboxed podcast, where we talk about all things momtrepreneur, from raising your kids to running a business, and the most important, keeping your sanity. I am Jodie the mom, a successful virtual assistant and homeschool mom of 6 for almost 10 years now. My goal is to give you as much help as I possibly can so you can confidently start a business and homeschool your kids. So be sure to visit lifeunboxed.blog and download your free Mom Boss 2.0 workbook. If you like to be a rebel mom and break all the rules, then this is for you. And remember, you can support the show with coffee. Visit Ko-fi, that's ko-fi.com/Life Unboxed blog, and buy this mom a coffee. So let's get into this week's topic. I see worried mom posts in some of my homeschool groups, and they're concerned that their kids aren't doing enough hours for homeschool. So the concern comes from kids finishing their book work quickly. And some states do require a certain number of daily hours, so the concern is valid. But it doesn't need to be stressful. So if you need to, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for a website where you can find out your specific state homeschool laws, because it differs from state to state. But we think school hours can only happen when the curriculum books are open. So, mom, let me walk you through this worry, okay? So that you and your kids can know the freedom of homeschooling. Let's talk about a school day first. Let's travel back in time to your days sitting in a public school classroom, if you did. How many hours did your class spend learning? Okay, so let's think about a 7-hour school day. There's lunch and recess, so subtract an hour right there. Then there's other recesses, so let's just subtract another hour there. We're already down to only 5 hours. That was we cut off 2 hours right off the top. Then there is the busy work, the extra coloring or reading you did because you were waiting for other students to finish the subject. Then let's add classroom management. In a class of 30 students, the teacher is probably spending most of her time managing the classroom. So we can easily say that less than half of the time spent in school is spent doing schoolwork. I know, this is the rebel mom. If you're new to the channel, I am the rebel mom. So we're going to say the quiet part out loud. Okay, so yes, your school day you're basically, the hours you're spent learning is about half the amount of time you're actually spending in school. So does this give you a better perspective on your homeschool? Is your brain now sparking with homeschooling ideas? So I bring this up because we typically use our own public school experience as the reference point for our homeschool, but homeschool is not public school at home. You are free to tailor learning to meet each child's need, and that learning can be outside of the books. So let's talk about homeschooling beyond the books. So I'm going to give you 15 everyday activities that count as homeschooling. If you are counting hours, then you need a list of activities you did for each day. Here are homeschooling ideas that count towards your homeschool learning. If you're part of a homeschool group like a co-op, then this also counts as homeschool. So here's my list of 15. Number 1, board games. And it doesn't need to be chess. Homeschoolers are known for their mad chess skills, but there are so many board games that teach unique skills. It doesn't just have to be chess. Monopoly and Payday both teach math skills. Phase 10 and Uno, number recognition. Risk and Ticket to Ride teach geography and strategy. The list could go on. So, full confession, I don't play all these board games. My kids do. But they learn a lot from playing, including conflict resolution, how to lose well, and how to win well. That's always a good one, a good skill for them to learn. These are all future life skills for them to learn. Number 2, cooking. Home ec. If your kids cook, this totally counts towards homeschooling. Think of all the skills they are learning: fractions, following directions, kitchen safety, general life skills, and more. You can even include this in their high school transcript. Now, since I hate cooking, and yes, I really do, I always encourage my kids to learn this life skill early and then to test it out on the family. Yes, that is something I do encourage. Number 3, reading. You can read here or there. You can read everywhere. All reading counts as homeschool activity. Yes, they can read graphic novels, read out loud to younger siblings, or read chapter books. Okay, so let me climb up on my soapbox for a minute and debunk a myth. The myth is that your kids need to read classics or something deep and profound, or as one particular homeschool style will put it, they shouldn't read twaddle. Let them read twaddle. Okay, if you want to create lifelong readers, then you need to teach them to fall in love with stories. And you can't do that if they don't understand what they're reading, or it is hard to read and they hate it. If you have a reader who's just dragging his feet, not wanting to do it, then let them read comics and graphic novels. It's okay for them to read books below their grade level or above their grade level, or even audiobooks. Just let them read. Number 4, I'm off my soapbox now. Audiobooks. Oh, actually, maybe not quite. Let me climb back up there, because I saw a mom post that she didn't let her kids listen to audiobooks. And it was a homeschool mom, and she was really struggling to get her kids to read. No kidding. So honestly, I wanted to cry when I read her post, because audiobooks are a great way to introduce classics or books above grade level to your kids. Audiobooks count as reading, especially if you have an audio learner. Okay, I will say that my husband is a total and complete audio learner. He made it through college because he finished out his college degree after we were married and we had 3 kids. But he finished it because we got a Kindle that had text to audio on it, and he could basically have the Kindle read to him. That was the only way he was going to get through college. And that is okay, because that is how he learns. If you want your kids to be lifelong learners and know how to find good information, then you need to teach for their strengths. If your children are audio learners, then bring out the audio books. There is more than one way to read a book. So LibriVox has free public domain audiobooks, and you can also check out audiobooks from your local library using the Libby app. And I personally listen to a lot of books with the Libby app. Number 5, driving. Teaching your kids to drive is a homeschool activity worthy of the transcript. And Mom, you should get a medal for it too. If you're teaching your kids to drive or they are taking driver's education, this is definitely something that counts as homeschooling. Number 6, imaginative play. Kids can learn so much from playing. It encourages social, emotional growth, and it is just plain fun. Unstructured play is excellent for your child's development, so let them play. Number 7, drawing and painting. This is one of my favorite homeschooling ideas because kids can do it on their own. So one of my favorite sites is Art Hub for Kids, and he teaches in a way that makes kids very successful with their art. For older kids, Skillshare is a great site for traditional and digital mediums. Canva is another tool your kids can use to learn the concepts of digital design. And I will leave links to all of these places in the show notes below. If you have a premium account with Canva, then you can invite your kids to use your account because you can add them as part of your team. And that's what I do. And so then it also gives my kids the ability to help me in my business as well. Number 8 is research. So any research your kids do is school, whether it is for a paper or because they are exploring a topic that just sparks their interest. There are so many ways to learn. Create lifelong learners by teaching your kids how to find the answers to their questions. Number 9, news. Learning about current events and different sides of the argument will prepare your kids for later in life. Homeschoolers get a bad rap for being sheltered, but it's honestly homeschoolers who are understanding current events in a balanced way, and that helps to remove that stigma of being sheltered. Number 10, puzzles. Do you need to occupy little people for a while? Puzzles are a great way to occupy little fingers and minds. Or for the bigger kids, set up a puzzle table for the winter months and work on it throughout those long, cold months. 11, grocery shopping. Yes, this falls under life skills, home economics, and mom needs help lifting heavy things category. Learning how to budget and shop for groceries is a life skill kids can start learning at a young age, or even reading labels on your food, and it will serve them for the rest of their lives. 12, taking a walk. So this can fall under science and PE. Go for a walk or let them ride bikes. Get out of the house and enjoy the outdoors. Look for bugs, find cloud animals, teach your kids to appreciate the world around them and the wonder of it. 13, online classes. So I love adding online classes to our homeschool. This is actually probably one of my favorite homeschooling ideas because if we are tailoring school for our children's interests, then the online classroom is a tool that you need to use. So my older kids really like Skillshare classes. My oldest has actually just discovered TED Talks. And actually, my elementary son also has watched Skillshare classes to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So there is a lot there for a wide range of interest. And you can also check out Pluralsight and Masterclass. All these links will be in the description below. And they are affiliate links, so it's a great way for you to get something awesome and to support the show, and it doesn't even cost you extra. So 14, documentaries. So this is a great way to break up information. If you just need a break from homeschool but still want to learn something, then watch a documentary. Animal ones are always a hit. 15, the last one, is the gym. So this is a great place for lessons and to learn different skills such as swimming, sports, all that kind of stuff. And it is a great homeschooling idea. So as we wrap up, Mom, there are so many ways to teach and to learn that don't involve textbooks. So these are just a few ideas that I've given you, and I hope you will use these to experience the freedom to learn your way. So be sure to grab your copy of the Momtrepreneur's Guide to Curriculum. So let me help you take the pain out of finding a curriculum, if I can talk, that works for the mompreneur. I am so glad you joined me today. So if you want to help spread the word, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember to check out the Life Unboxed store for all of your MomBots merch. And you can support the show with coffee. And that's ko-fi.com/Life Unboxed blog. For more great mompreneur content, follow Life Unboxed on social media or check out lifeunboxed.blog. And be sure to share the podcast and video with your friends. This is how we support each other. And I will see you in the next show.